If you spent any time around Twitch or Mixer, you've probably run into somebody called Shroud. This clip is a perfect example about what we're going to break down today on Replay. Shroud is so scarily accurate and fast here that there are times that you don't even see what's happening, you just know that he's winning. And it's that speed and accuracy that makes Shroud such a champion.
Let's go! Mikey!
We could give you some biographical details, one-time Counter-Strike pro, best FPS player in the world, Twitch sensation, but that wouldn't really tell you why people like watching him so much. Lots of streamers have on-stream personas, but Shroud is kinda just like a dude. Some streamers are great ragers, but that's not really Shroud either. So why do people watch Shroud?
Fuck yeah.
Shroud gets 30 to 40 to 50,000 people. The reason why he's got 50,000 people sub to him is because he's the best PC gamer that I've ever seen, right?
I'm scared of Shroud. I'm scared Shroud is gonna just... As long as he's on my team, that's cool.
Bro, no matter what, Shroud's shot is so good.
Shroud's one of the best players ever.
Yeah.
Okay, so Shroud is good. Really good. But how much better is he compared to other great FPS players? To what degree of perfection do his abilities reach? This level of skill is often only apparent to other pros and skilled players because the margin of greatness is so small. The thing about really great players in any sport or any activity for that matter is that they make it look easy, which, ironically enough, makes it kind of hard for us to see what makes Shroud so good. So if we're going to answer that, well, we gotta break it down with a little help from some fancy data visualization. For now, we'll let Shroud do the talking. Shooting.
Push it hot.
Oh, come on.
I'm right there, I'm flashing. Oh my god.
Woohoo! Got him!
Okay, wow, that's a lot. Let's break these clips down into some smaller parts, starting with mechanical skills. The dribbling and footwork of first-person shooters. You probably don't need anyone to tell you that reaction time is a huge part of being a great gamer. The drive to reduce input lag in monitors and devices is rewarded by beating opponents, but reducing this latency externally has its limits, and the rest of the improvements can only be made within the human body as reaction time. The average adult's reaction time to a visual stimulus is about 250 milliseconds. So how fast was Shroud?
Flashing.
This clip from Shroud playing was recorded at 60 frames per second. So each frame is about 17 milliseconds. That means we can take the moment from where an enemy comes on screen for the first time and see how long it takes for Shroud to get his reticule over them.
Flashing. Oh my god.
Alright, so Shroud is fast. Really fast. More than twice as fast as the average person. Most scientists think that there's probably some kind of genetic component here. Some people really are just faster than others. But it's also possible to improve your reaction time through training using something called kinesthetic sense. Sports scientists make a distinction between reactions and reflexes. A reaction just means you see it and consciously make a choice to react to it. Reflex, though, gets us past the purely cognitive. Just like when a doctor taps your knee to check your TK reflex and into the instinctive. It might sound a little mystical, but lots of great athletes talk about thinking with their bodies. So when LeBron is in the paint or Charlie Parker was playing a sax solo, chances are that they don't actually have this easy mental flowchart about what to do next. It's as much about feel and instinct as it is a conscious choice. A shift that only comes from practice. The fancy term for this is your kinesthetic sense. It's a fusion between mind and body that can't really be broken down to either component. Instead, when we're really good at something, through practice, instinct and intention starts to get mixed up with each other. Reactions become reflexes, or at least the line between the two starts to blur. But fast is only part of how this works. Anyone can jerk their mouse around the screen. But if you're going to win games, you're going to need to get your mouse in the right place at the right time. So another piece of what makes Shroud so lethal isn't just that he's fast, he's also accurate. Really, really accurate. So if you want to find out how accurate Shroud is and what happens when you put speed and precision together, in part 2, we're going to dive into how Shroud combines these into an ability that exceeds what most people think is even possible. Head over to Battle Pass on IGTV to see the rest.